Okay, I have the plate off here. I think I already showed you which wire it is. Also want to clear up, I've been calling this a floating ground. It's actually a floating neutral. And I believe it's this wire right here. And in the last probably 5-minute videos, I've been calling it green with a white stripe. It's actually green with a yellow stripe. Okay, so here's my new wires. So here's the green with the yellow stripe. You can see same gauge, not the same stripe, but it is green with yellow. I got the heat sink on there. One thing I think I can show you over here on this side, I got a little crazy with it and put an Oetiker clamp on the heat shrink. It's actually for fuel lines. I didn't want that coming off. Let me lift it up. You can see that clamp right there. It's like a fuel line clamp. So, and I put one on the bottom too. You can't really see that one. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's a clamp right there. You can see it. So that's clamped. You can see here is, I'm going to trim off those tie wraps. I did say I didn't want to use tie wraps, but I can't get anything else underneath that bar. So I ran it all the way down and then up the side. And I went in through the side of that electrical panel, and it was a little tricky getting all that stuff in there, but like I showed you in the last video, I tied it off with the piece of metal wire and then yanked it through, and here it is here. So I'm gonna trim this back and splice it in. So let's see, I'm gonna cut it. Gotta make sure I have enough left over for both sides of the splice. So I want to go about halfway, which looks to be about, oh, another thing, before I cut this, I disconnected the battery. Don't forget to disconnect the battery. As a matter of fact, I'm going to stop. And the battery is right here. It's just a little clip. It's on the other side. It just connects there. So I disconnected that. Just lost my light. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this and then stop the video. And I did have to order some 8-gauge butt connectors from Amazon. Almost everything I got was Amazon. I got the insulation from Amazon. I got the butt connectors from Amazon. I got the wire from Amazon. I think I got the switch itself from eBay. But if you go to the store like Home Depot or Ace Hardware or something, the smallest butt the largest butt connectors they have are 10-gauge, 10, 12. Even the kits they sell. So this I had to sort of order. This is a heavy-duty butt splice. It's for a number 8 gauge, and that's the wire you should be using, is a number 8. So you just cut the wire, strip it back, crimp it. These are heat shrink, so you throw a little heat from a hairdryer, or I got a nice heat gun from Amazon also. So next video I'm going to pick up, this is all going to be spliced in, and I'm going to test it with the ohm meter and show you how it actually works. Alright, bye for now. I'm going to charge up the light. Bye. Okay, here's the wires spliced in. Like I said, this was connected to that. So I just cut it right in the middle. Number 8 gauge butt splice. A little sloppy there, but there's plenty of meat going into that thing. I had to really horse down on that thing. I was using this thing. It's not really made for 8 gauge. I started with this one and then worked up to these. You gotta have to have hands like the Incredible Hulk to crimp these down. But you can see I got some good dents in there, and I tugged on them. They didn't come out. They're solid, and it's heat shrink. So then I put a heat gun on it, and it's all the way out to here. That's not going anywhere. I did remove it from here. I backed the screw off and pulled this out so that I could crimp it a little easier. Like I said, I had to really horse down on this thing that's not really made for 8 gauge. But it did the job. So it's all, I cut back the heat shrink. I could have cut it back all the way to where it goes into the past the housing, but because that you don't really need it here. But I tie wrapped it so it doesn't come off. Let me go. Okay, to take that panel off was pretty easy. I don't think I covered that in the earlier videos. It's probably would have been a good idea. It's just 6 screws. 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you got to take off the dual fuel handle. It's just a screw sticking out of the bottom. And I'm going to go back in with that. Probably take that off first. And then go for the 6 screws. Okay, you don't want to cooperate. Alright, so I'm just gonna just shove this thing in there and go too tight because it's probably plastic in there. Make sure it still works. Seems to. Okay. And then the cover is another just another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. And that's it up there. Not going to put it on with one hand, so that's it. Okay, last thing we're going to do here is test it. Okay, so I have a cord plugged into the 110, and I sunk a screw into the ground prong, and your neutral is the big prong. So I'm going to go across that. And you can see I got a short to ground, because that's that's on the outside setting, which means chassis ground, or chassis neutral to ground. So again, it's shorted. I'm going to floating neutral. Whoops. That's neutral to ground. Here's a floating neutral. I marked on there O for outside and H for house. And you can see it's open now. Open. And now it's chassis neutral. One thing I want to mention is be careful of the cord you use. I went to test this thing and I just used this real short extension cord, and I kept getting 90 ohms when it was supposed to be like less than 10. Turned out to be the cord and not my switch. So there you have it. I put the air cover back on, put the carburetor drain back in, and that's the finished product. Looks pretty good. Very happy with it. Sturdy. It's not going anywhere. And I'll close her up and ready for the next hurricane. I hope this helped you, and maybe it'll be a little safer than that little toggle switch that I saw on another video. I'll go ahead and post this, and good luck and be safe.